that they went for it. They played it against ATK, and that's right before they removed Phelps, because they lost. That was their chance at the RMR. And so, GODSENT, there's some redemption to be found here. Oh, okay. What a shot.
Sick. Actually, what they're doing right now, because I watched that demo that you're talking about against ATK, what they're doing right now, pushing all the way up to the playground and birthday, is something they almost never did against ATK. They let them have all the map space on that side forever and ever and ever, and I think that's a huge no-no when you're playing the CT side of Overpass. So I hope that's gonna, you know, sort of go into the further rounds when they have rifles. The bomb, though, is being planted. That's a great nade onto Inter, so a chance now. This is not going to be necessarily an easy retake. They do have a kit, and they do have a smoke as well. So if they could put that smoke up just right, maybe dumau could get a little bit of action in. They're setting up all the flashbangs, and they come running right for the smoke, bouncing into the bomb site. Henny with another kill, but Intas is down here, and that Glock is doing so much work. Hobbit trying to see if he could maybe fall back around that L-bend, and now it's a 2-on-2, and that bomb is already fairly far ticked, so they need to be quick with it. dumau trying to see if he could tap it and maybe force someone out, but they're going to end up falling one by one. On Overpass.
Those were excellent retake flashes from GODSENT. For anybody that wants to take them to their own team, that's one to look at, because they gave them a lot of space, and one of the only things that helped players there is that they had that second smoke for late round. That's huge. Makes that entry job so much more difficult, but also good post-plant positions from players. They didn't put all of their members in the pit. Sometimes people overstack that. They stay too much on the site. They had almost a first wave of defense and a second wave.
Yeah. And the ability to fall back through Monster Tunnel and for the L-bend in the sewers is just very, very frustrating to having to hunt people down.
It gives you just so many options in the post plant. Pistols here for GODSENT, not a single upgrade on any of the remaining players. In fact, there's only one remaining player, and now there are none.
They're all gone. Balloon's still intact, though, so there is that.
Still a party.
It's a third round, and they're gonna buy already on the GODSENT side.
Oh, no head armor on Nafmi. Just a little detail.
Slight bump, yeah.
Something to note.
No armor on Henny, so there's a glass cannon AWP. Not necessarily a big problem, especially on Overpass. There's a lot of distance here. But I'm so curious to see if they are going to, because basically the setup that they have now with Henny and Latto, that's kind of how they played it when they played against ATK. And actually, this exact triple boost they also did against ATK, which seems to be something that they're interested in trying to do. But the problem if you don't apply any pressure to this part of the map, especially against a team like players who are already slow. So that means if you're not here, they're going to be at the restrooms a little bit quicker, and then they're going to have more time to set up whatever elaborate late round plan they have. Latto, though, is at least in this position. He should have the shadow advantage. If they double swing against him, he might still get traded. Ooh, ducking right under. That was...
it's a clean peek from Nafany.
Was.
Yeah, the crouch, uncrouch.
Oh, they're hunting him.
Yeah. Henny's pinched. Smokes one side of himself off, and there's a molly in front of him. Still able to pick up the kill, though. He's doing a good job of maintaining this space right now. GODSENT, they want to rotate up to help Henny, but they're blocked off by a smoke of their own. Now, Shiro, he's on the bomb site right now. They still have Henny locked into this, but it's very tough to get him out, especially given the fact that players, they've run out of utility, except for that singular smoke on Hobbit. No flashes to get Henny off the angle. And Shiro, he's looking for a fight elsewhere.
That is super impressive by Henny. That is very, very hard to keep your composure when you're basically locked in between a smoke and a Molotov. Nice find from dumau. And that might have been the one chance here that players had to get back in the round. Now it's a 2-on-4 with only 17 seconds. A leg shot there on Axile, but still, they should be able to hold their own in this bomb site. They're pretty much all here, and I think players will probably just save out this round to get that AWP. Axile, a little bit low if they had an HE. He'd already be dead. Hard to cross this one. Oh, he's thinking about a taco when he's going to find that one.
Oh,
and
wow.
A shot onto Hobbit. Steal back and save that AWP. That is huge.
Big frags to find at the end there. One of those players actually is on $500. That's a huge kill for Taco to end this round. It looked like players were in such a strong default, but Henny was able to stand his ground so well. The smoke behind him, despite the fact that there was pressure from the CT side, everything looked like it was going to collapse on Henny, but players, they didn't like their chances of the collapse. They didn't have the flash that they wanted. They didn't have the numbers in the right positions, and that was their downfall in that round.
Absolutely. That is a really interesting turn of events. Shiro's walking in. They are able to buy a little bit in this round. A little bit more than I was thinking even. They got that AK, they got the Galil and the AWP, so they're a little bit more dangerous than maybe you would have thought. Are they going to try and see if they can get a little bit of a jump over? Oops! Spotted out. Shiro, he's already been shooting people through walls. No more, please.
That's so interesting. Axile was already aiming at that. He was already ready for something like that to happen. So they did their homework. That's what
that ATK game as well.
That's what that indicates to me.
Everyone's been watching it.
Yeah, it was the talk of the RMR, as a matter of fact. So yeah, a lot of eyeballs on that game. Players are approaching towards A. Got Henny and Latto on the defense. This is a good boost.
Ooh. Nicely done from Henny. Something else I learned watching that demo was, while they was, oh, nicely done, Shiro. Yeah, crouching. I don't think Henny maybe even, I must have heard the AWP down outside of B, so maybe he could have known. 25 seconds. I'll bring it back to the other point, but they're going to be executing into this bomb site. 20 seconds now, running it late once again. Nafany, huge opening. Taco all the way back here by the truck, and another headshot rings out. 12 seconds, and they're going to go for the bomb plant, and no one is there to stop it. Nafany finally going to get out-dueled by dumau, and it's a 2-on-2, at least for all of a second. Barton, how do you break this one open? Just a gap. Did he see it?
Oh. He could have caught a glimpse, but he's not favoring his chances.
No.
And that's a strong crossfire between Axile and Shiro regardless. Even if he does hard swing on him, there's almost surely going to be a trade. So without a kit, without a smoke, it's even harder to justify this. So players will find their third, and the money is broken for GODSENT. It's not looking pretty for them.
Something that I noticed in that game against ATK was that the only place where they were really aggressive and it really looked like they tried to take a little bit more control was actually Taco pushing out of the B-bomb site through the monster tunnel.
Right.
Sometimes a little bit later in the rounds, but sort of trying to get that information and, you know, be responsible for an early rotation to the A-bomb site. So that was something that I noticed that seemed to work pretty well for them. And I wonder if that's going to be a feature of this one, or if they're going to be pushed back onto the bomb sites themselves. But so far, so good for players. 3-1.
This is the start that they were looking for. You can see that Nafany's pretty happy about it. Yeah, the way that players approach the A site, it feels like they somehow get away with using less utility than other teams. And once they're on it, it's so hard to break the defense too. They are one of the best teams in terms of fundamentals once they get into post-plant situations. And I think, Anders, I think they do have to, GODSENT that is, they have to stop players before they get close. They have to find ways to disrupt the default, which is something that a lot of teams have been wondering, how do we do that against this roster for a long time now?
It is very, very difficult, without a doubt, yeah. It makes sense why Overpass would be an interesting map for a team like this, because there is so much setup space outside, and you can get a lot of map control where you can maneuver around, and you can even get a little bit early. So we see, they're trying to see if they can make through, yeah.
The play you were highlighting, part of it.
Yeah, see if they're going to be able to actually accomplish it. It's Barton pushing out, though, first in line. But he does have Taco with him.
They shouldn't expect Hobbit. They should... Oh. No, can't imagine that they think he's
that's
here.
Ridiculous.
They thought they cleared it.
Yeah, they probably do. They obviously realized that they're out here, so flashing their way through. A little bit of a crossfire. That flashbang did not really do anything. Oh, this is very sketchy now. Hobbit could come back in and maybe try to help out, but no, he's inside of the bomb site instead and making noise, running. Latto surely would have heard it. This is such a strange round. Latto still goes down, but we're not done yet. Taco's still out here, maybe the only one that gets saved the round. We'll get a little bit of a burst fire off, but AK picked up from Shiro. And now it's a 2-on-2. 40 seconds. What an odd round this is.
they had so much trust, or Hobbit had so much trust in his teammates dispatching those players outside of Monster. He secured everything already towards water, towards pit, and now Henny creeps on forward. There's not a lot of utility for GODSENT here, but they're in a 2-on-2 and they're close to the site. They think it's doable. It's all up to the trades. Shiro with a perfectly timed swing. dumau looking the complete opposite direction, and now Henny, he has no armor. This is nearly impossible. If he even gets one kill, that'd be nice. Here's the aim duel, but Shiro, he makes it so hard. Just crouching, peeking his head up, puts it back down. That was not gonna happen for Henny.
That is a real shame. I love the idea. I mean, everything about this from GODSENT's point of view, the pushing out in front like this, is not really that far away from working. And you're right, it's an interesting thing to highlight. Hobbit basically trusting his team to clear this out, and they almost didn't. That almost failed, and then Hobbit's play in that B-bomb side is kind of nullified, so...
What Hobbit does by pushing forward is he secures the victory, assuming that monster clear works out.
Yeah.
Even if one person survives, which is what happened, they win, because he has so much forward space, and he's able to get the entry onto the site. Axel's being pressured, though, and yeah, we're seeing more B aggression, Anders. This is exactly what you noted from the ATK demo. And we see that it forces players' hands. They speed up.
4 versus 5, yeah. They get out there, they do pick up the rifle, but they just can't be everywhere at once, so gonna lose the A-bomb site, just the USPs here and holding it. Shiro is working on a nice little stat line at the moment. He's 9-1, 10-1 now. See, Alex, I can count too. Machine, that is. Notice he's been practicing during the broadcasts.
Oh, yeah?
I just wanted to show off a little bit myself.
Can you do it in other languages?
I mean, obviously in Danish.
That's one.
Probably in German too, to be honest.
That's two. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so you can do it in 3 languages.
Probably, and I can probably count to 3 in Finnish as well.
Wow. Okay, man of many talents here.
Yeah, that's that's counting.
I could do it in Chinese and Spanish and English. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. Well, depends what number in Chinese, but
okay.
Spanish I could do up to almost 1 million. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I had a friend of a friend once whose mission in life, I don't know why, was to learn to say the dog is behind the door in as many languages as he could. So wherever he went, that was all he had to learn.
And then the one situation arises where there's a very small dog that's going to be slammed on by a door if they don't recognize in time, and he'll just be there regardless of his location on planet Earth.
Yeah, the whole universe converges on that one moment. And he's the hero.
And he's able to say it in Swahili.
Yeah, exactly. He's got it. So why not? 5-1. And at least GODSENT are back with some rifles. But I'm starting to get nervous, Maui, because this is Overpass, and if you know what you're doing, you get a pretty good run on the CT side. So the fact that they're down 5-1 is, I think, a cause for concern.
All right, that'll help.
Yes.
Henny with the opener. He's actually making his way down connector too. He's holding on to a lot of space right now, but players are walking out B right now. Good crossfire between Barton and Taco, and this is looking good for GODSENT. They get the opener, players speed up towards B, and they're met by a very nice setup. This is one of the more standard rounds for GODSENT, but it looked confident.
This is going to be hard to get your way out of. I mean, these are the kind of rounds, again, where the slow, weird, constricting style of players can actually work out pretty well. But usually, I like to say that you have to get a mistake from the enemy team here to really open it up. You kind of need someone to forget what they're doing. And hopefully on the GODSENT side, with all the experience between Taco and Henny especially, someone is yelling out, just don't give them that opportunity.
Oh yeah, this round's not over. This round's not over. Enters, he's approaching. dumau's going for a jump spot. Oh, head spotted. Enters, he has a feeling. That's a perfect Molotov to force Taco out. Oh, but Shiro misses the chance. 10 seconds left. He still wants the kill, and they're pressing on forward. They want this op out of his hands, and he actually misses again. Wow, you don't see Shiro miss that many shots in a row usually.
No, and if he would have trusted the Molotov, you're right, to begin with, probably would have had Taco,
Yep.
you know, could have still been around lost there, but that's so interesting. Well done. 5-2. They put an end to the bleeding just for a little bit now. They've got the double up set up on their side and 2 AKs. So they're pretty well equipped right now on the CT side. Yeah, that is...
Oh, the Molotov actually went a little too deep. Taco wasn't burning.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Small mistakes, maybe?
Well, either way, GODSENT were positioned with an advantage at that point, and now they got a very strong one. 2 deagles for players, and no utility whatsoever.
Did you know that the sign that's on the wall behind where latto is, you can boost up on?
I don't think I did.
That is some really good spray control.
Yeah, that second kill was nice.
Really nice transfer, but yeah, you can.
Does it have any strong purpose?
The problem is it would really only be... It's like a little blue sign.
Yeah, the blue, the one that indicates the entrance to the...
Actually, you're sitting on the vent, I think, or like the pipe that's there, more than the... Yeah, you're really far. I think the problem is on the CT side, which obviously that you'd get there quick on the CT side, that's where you can do it, and it doesn't really have any, I think, real benefit. If you got there on the T side and anyone tried to walk through later,
good,
then you'd be in a really powerful position.
Cool place to set up for once you take space and leave a player to lurk.
Yeah, basically.
The only problem is if he has to fall off, he'll make noise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So.
It's good for a kill if you really expect the re-aggress, though.
Yeah. But
very specific use case.
Indeed. 5-3. I think is a very, very important bit of recovery early on here for GODSENT, and that has to keep going. I really want to see GODSENT up on like 9 rounds before we get to the end of this half. So, in my mind, at least they have a fair bit of work to do. Exile nearly did it. Nearly wanted to walk through. They're in a lot of danger out there. dumau's picking up that second AWP. Gotta be careful. Look at that. Oh, they make noise. latto comes walking right through. That seems so careless on the side of players. Now, Nafany's going to try and see if he can make up for it, and it's a pretty good return right there. But they have lost Shiro in the meantime.
And Henny's still in connector. Okay, Molotov will force his hand. Oh, wow. He was thinking about pressing on forward, but he knew he would have burned to a crisp.
Look at how he stopped himself to put out the smoke so that he didn't run into the arms of someone waiting down there. That, again, is like is very, very quick thinking from Henny. Doors closed behind.
This is really tough for Henny now. If they open this door, he's going to have to pull off the 180. What? No way. Oh, man.
He heard you.
Yeah. The fact he gets 1 there is massive. Pretty much secures the round, the fact that he finds 1. If that were all up to Barton, just going for the trades, this round is up for grabs for players. But now Axile, he's in a 1-on-3. Barton's playing up close. dumau's holding the line with the op, and that is very nice from GODSENT.
He has that little squeak of the door. That's his key, and he has to do the full 180, go for the quick scope.
I think Henny uses mouse excel, actually. I think he uses mouse excel, or he has a very weird zoom sense. It's one or the other, which makes this seem... Oh my... That's why scope. Okay, I think it's got to be mouse excel.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can control that.
It's so like the conversation around mouse excel or just having a different zoom sense or whatever. It feels like, from like an academic point of view, it feels like it should be the way superior way to do it.
People use it for Quake.
Yeah, but like muscle memory wise, it feels wrong. But maybe it's just that no one's ever committed to it long enough that they. Because obviously, theoretically, you could probably teach your brain to adapt to both, you know? Yeah.
Surely there would be a muscle memory to it, because it's not... Well, there's a lot to explain in that. I don't know if I actually have the time. Yeah, it's a podcast. Yeah.
But not now. Tech9s are afoot. One of them's already down. Barton shutting it down. They don't have a lot to work with here. Players, they have a smoke and a flashbang and an HE that they can throw. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
HE is very curious, but they'll swing on out. Doesn't look like they'll be able to use the... Oh, they got a kill with the HE, by the way.
Done deal.
Okay. The 1 kill they got was with that random grenade.
It's meant to be.
All part of the master plan.
Yeah, apparently, just they're playing a level deeper than we can even understand.
Yeah, but
because I mean, just to point out if people are confused, like the value of that HE versus the value of another smoke or a flashbang is like
it doesn't feel right.
No, it's like it's obvious you should buy the smoke or the flashbang.
Yeah,
no questions. But not this time for some reason.
Okay, but scoreline. Oh, he just runs out with it.
He got dinked, Taco, and then
it just lands on him. Okay,
it's ridiculous.
Scoreline tied though. You wanted to see 9 from GODSENT, and they're making a case for themselves. That smoke is a little bit tricky. It's one of those older one-ways, if I'm not mistaken, but there's a counter smoke coming out from Hobbit, so he doesn't even have to worry about it.
A lot of the heavy lifting so far for players has been done by Shiro, and he doesn't have the AWP right now. So, not to say that that makes him useless, but I think that a little bit of maybe luxury time here for GODSENT where they don't at least have to deal with that. So, we'll see. Latto has now picked up the AWP instead of dumau.
They're double-opping on A together. So, oh man, Henny just missed the timing. Yep. That might be everything Nafany needs. Oh, okay. Still gets the tag. Henny's so active with the angles that he's holding. He just switches between them at will. It doesn't even seem like that's off timing or anything. He just decides, yeah, I can do it. I can hold both.
I mean, with the speed that he's playing at, he probably can. That's what's really scary.
Yeah.
Look at the clock, 30 seconds. They are committing to this bomb site. They need a strong opening. Nice counter Molotov. It forces the smoke, and there's another one of the L-bend. This is what GODSENT, again, we saw this on Inferno, saving the grenades until very late in the round, and it is paying off massively here. Shiro gonna get wiped out. Taco, ooh, he gets downed anyway. That looked like it was the perfect play, saving a couple of bullets and waiting 10 seconds on the clock, and the bomb is gonna be planted here. Latto trying to see if he could stop it, but I don't think, oh! If that had been Nafany instead planting, maybe he would have been dead, and that could have been really interesting. But now they have to save the double AWP. That is cutting it so close. I'm actually so shocked. I thought for sure the double Molotov towards L-bend and Monster Tunnel was going to win the round almost alone.
It felt like enough, but the smoke to put out the Monster one left just enough of a gap that it almost functions as a lurk smoke that a lot of teams like to throw at the beginning of rounds out of Monster. Yep. So that's just very well placed from players in terms of counter utility. But yeah, GODSENT, they still have the memo. They still understand that the playing style is very slow in this game. It's still all about saving that utility. The execution was where they fell just a little bit short, and players actually they just had the counter to it.
Yeah, this is really
this smoke allows a nice little entry route, yeah, for people like Inters.
It's quite tricky. Yeah, the way you can play around that smoke is just it does make it very tricky on the CT side. 6-5. GODSENT still with money. Even after this round, if they lose it, they still have cash. So I think that's evidence that they've been doing a pretty fine job. Henny on the timing shot then actually looked like it could have connected, but it didn't. dumau's back with the AWP.
Axile did not expect that. That's a great way to find an opener. GODSENT have done a solid job at converting the openers thus far. Before it was Henny to find one. Now it's dumau. The ops, they've been effective so far for GODSENT. And we'll see what players want to convert with. A handful of players going through connector, which generally indicates that they want to take short B water control. As Nafany still stands outside of the Monster Tunnel.
This double setup.
Yeah, this is a scary position to be in. If there's a nose flash, which a lot of teams like to throw, both these players are dead to rights.
Yeah. If I drop down here, though, and I have to do that double face, I'm going to be so mad. Oh, they're smoking off towards the L-bend. They try to give it up, and they're almost challenged. Hobbit nearly beating the timing. Nafany pushing through on the other side, and Taco in too much trouble. Sandwiched in from both sides. dumau trying to get that shot through the box, which, in case you haven't been paying attention, you can shoot through the box. Nafany and Inters, 2 on 3 now, 25 seconds.
Double up, though.
Yeah. And they're pushing through, trying to catch them. Again, this is just players optimizing every second of the round, thinking if we could catch someone here before we plant, that's going to be even more effective. But they didn't realize they were both there. Inters, he thought, all right, he's escaped. It's all good. And now it's on Nafany. 1 versus 3. Stuck behind the bomb site. And death was the only way out.
The one true escape.
Yeah. 6-6 tied up. That is... I think GODSENT are showing a pretty decent understanding of how dangerous players are late in these rounds.
Yes.
You could see how they realize, even in a 2-on-3 with very little time, that actually they could go for a push forward like that, which I think a lot of teams, you'll never see them do that.
Oh, yeah. No, you'll never see the majority of even top-tier teams do something like that. But players, they exercise every option, and these kind of games, almost regardless of the result, I don't want to write off GODSENT just yet, but they're learning a lot very quickly.
Yeah. So
this is really cool for GODSENT that they're being tested like this, and the fact that they're keeping it competitive in both maps thus far is it's so different than what we saw from GODSENT on day one.
Oh, the timing here. Is anyone to throw anything? He's smoking it up. I wonder if there's going to be a flashbang from inside of the B-bomb site. You can throw some really cool, not just flashes, but actually Molotovs. You can basically Molotov, or smoke, sorry, where Shiro is right now, and segment off the rest of it. They tried to get through, and it could have been a really nice double kill, but Axile is there for the return. Taco playing that ledge, and all the way up at the sniper spot. They do have an AWP. Some deep naves landing. Oh, he does push through behind Axile. And Taco, very, very important double. That saves the round for them, surely. Axile now on his own. Can't find a target yet.
That is a lot of trust in that flashbang.
Yeah.
That is a cool way to play that, and it's super risky. There could be one guy looking the wrong way. He could easily spin around, but nope. Taco seals it right then and there. Double kill for him, and players made it through Monster surprisingly well, I will say. The way they jump around, the way that they create crosshair disruption, it makes it very frightening that even when you have a smoke, they can just go 1 for 1.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with. Taco making up for it. Also, Henny, even the first shot that he got, we just saw it there on the replay coming out of Connector. He's so fast. I mean, this is the... If Henny could keep upgrading his game more and more and more in the next couple of months for GODSENT, that would make them... That'd actually make them a very different team.
Right. It's been a presence that they've been lacking.
Yeah.
For sure. Boost constructed. So 1 for 1. That's the lone rifle for players finding a frag. And Taco has been so instrumental in these B defenses. Oh, man. Hobbit with the 1D on a dumau. It's just Barton in the bomb site right now, and he's playing behind the pillar. Players, they're slowly coming out, and man, they've already scaled. They've already fanned out. Barton didn't expect that. Oh, missed shot from Hobbit, but GODSENT, they're priced out of this round.
Yeah. And not just the deagle headshot from Hobbit, instant smoke to the sniper spot, and that really isolated Barton. That's a round that they should have never been close to winning, but the boost and then the follow-up deagle shot, and it all worked out. Man.
The re-peek from dumau, that's going to be something that they might want to go over later. It's simply tough to go for a left hand or left eye swing in that position.
Yeah.
Especially if they could have space in water at that point. There's a lot of angles that are going to beat you.
Yeah, that is very true. Looks like they're going to be able to save even the AK here. Yeah, Axile not finding a way out. So it ties up the scoreline 7-7 as we go into the 15th round. I think definitely 7 rounds is pretty good for players on the T side already. I think that they're pretty happy about this, I think.
Yeah, definitely. They have an exceptional CT side. See that kill from Hobbit. That was what opened the floodgates. And all right, we still got good money. So both of these teams gonna run their strongest gun round to try to win the half.
Timing for Henny not quite working out. Yeah, he's ready for more. Again, doesn't really feel pressure the same way that a lot of other AWP players do, which they would have tried the timing shot and ran immediately all the way back, knife out to restrooms, right? But Henny's like, let me see. Maybe there's another few seconds I could spend, so makes it super entertaining. It's fun to watch. Now we set up a little bit further back, and he's got some backup with a rifle close by. Latto playing that forward corner with the AK-47. But no one's on the B side at all. This is one of those rounds where if they go for that forward push with Taco I was talking about, it could be super helpful. Missed chance, but the follow-up is there. They know about the AK, though. Only for a second. Oh, now the pressure is on, and Shiro will find the kill on him. Henny just could not make that work. They are actually pushing outside of B, but it's just too late.
Yeah, the Barton and Taco are so far away at this point, and Inter's, he's already keyed in onto this angle. It's not the easiest shot to hit, so perhaps GODSENT win this duel? Okay, Inters holds it down to close out the half. What a spray down from him.
Yeah, practice your long-range sprays, everyone. You could do that actually in the break, because coming up is the second half.
Fire in the hole.
I think it's someone of G2.
Or Nip.
Yeah,
Or NP.
for sure.
I don't know.
I would say Nico.
I would say Hampus.
A win is a win. Doesn't matter how you win.
This guy is a Russian for sure. I'm gonna go with Lucky of Entropic.
Map 1 had an 8-7 scoreline at the half, and we've got it again for Map 2. If we can repeat the scenes that we saw on Inferno here on Overpass, we are in for an exciting map of Counter-Strike. I'm Maui Snake here with Anders, and we are here for the final map, or final series that is, of the day at ESL Pro League. Hopefully it's not the final map.
We all want that to not be the case, but I think that everything's looking real good for players right now. 8 rounds in the first half, now they're going to the second half. I think it's lined up pretty well for them. GODSENT, though, they have really impressed me a lot throughout this tournament so far, so I'm ready to be surprised once again, see if they could do a little bit of a better job now playing on the T side, and players on the CT side, obviously. It's a little bit of a setup with a smoke and a flashbang. Going to be going out. It's pretty standard stuff. Latto is playing a distraction over here, and it's actually causing a huge rotation. A lot of people are looking for him. So the question is, can Inters and Shiro hold this on their own? And so far, the answer is no. Hobbit has shown up with a deal. That's Latto on the other side. Shiro, he will get just the 1 kill before he gets run down. But you know what? Sometimes that 1 kill makes a big difference. Bomb is being attempted. Hobbit is shown up just crazily running onto the site with the dualies, and it's too much. Dumau will take 2 of them down, and it's going to be the round for GODSENT.
Great explosive play onto the B site, and just enough misdirection from GODSENT so that players couldn't rotate in early enough. That is definitely the start that GODSENT were looking for there, and it's a well-drawn-up play in terms of just how you want to run a pistol. It's just the right amount of misdirection, but not too much risk, and works out.
Yep. And you have limited tools anyway in the pistol round, right? You don't have the same nades or anything, so it all works out perfectly fine. This round, they do have the scout. They have 2 5.7s. We're still seeing steadily more and more of those being picked up, making a slow resurgence. But the jumping Mac 10 is a Counter-Strike classic, and for a good reason. Shiro going to be going down, leaving Axile on his own. And there's not much he could do here. Nade not going to kill anyone. And maybe just take some shots if he wants to with the scout. He could stick around, but could also just go for the save. Good job.
Yeah, that was a nice play from GODSENT there. Pretty much just fearless behavior as they approached the bomb site. Can't give a team like players too much respect in rounds such as that. And also, something to note is how fast GODSENT have played some of these rounds and how they look like they've just been calls out of spawn. Barton will find the last kill, but That's something to keep an eye on. Is if GODSENT with this lineup hasn't gone over too much yet, fleshed out the defaults, we might see an explosive opening like that, but when you run out of steam, you stop. You get really... You don't have too much left in the tank at that point, and I want to believe that GODSENT have developed their Overpass playbook, expecting this map. This is probably the map that everybody thought players should have picked in this series, or it's one of a couple, but you gotta have a developed playbook to beat a team like Players. Yeah,
I think that's true. Well, unless anything changes in this round, they've just got USPs. Let me draw an analogy to those calls out of spawn, right? Be sort of a little bit the equivalent of you know, deciding to play your poker hand right away and playing it all the way through, like, you know, the river and the turn and everything.
Yeah.
And just never changing your mind no matter what. You've just said, I've got, like, you know, like, whatever, like 9-10 offshoot, I'm playing it no matter what. And then you see...
Then you get hit by a 3-bet and you're wondering, oh, God, how did I get this many chips in the pot?
Yeah, like, the whole point of getting the river is obviously to see, like, oh, wait a minute, what are actually my opportunities now, right? And the Counter-Strike equivalent would be saying, you play the default, you say, what information is even out there, right? Like, what is actually happening? And then you make up your mind afterwards, right? So I guess it's true. You could theoretically, you could have like a string of 3, 4, 5 rounds in a row where you call it out of spawn and it's good, right? But it might not happen. Oh, here we go. Quick setup. Oh. They slipped right at the top. I'm not sure if they would have found anyone anyway, but...
Didn't look like players were moving through that space, actually. So...
Still cool to see.
Yeah, it would have been nice. Taco, though. We've seen him have some really sick games here at ESL Pro League. This is another one. He's got to keep it up on the offense, though. That's where it gets hard, especially as a B lurker, which he's positioned himself as.
He has played this position forever.
Yes.
Every team.
It's a trademark. The only problem is it's tough to IGL from there.
That's an interesting point, actually. Yeah, you're so reliant on the rest of the team throwing him information and that information being really good. And
yeah, it's almost maybe too much responsibility on the shoulders of some of these younger GODSENT players, but maybe he's taught them well. Maybe they've gone over some things, drilled them by now. If they know the protocols, Taco can be anywhere.
That's something from the outside, right? That is impossible probably for us to evaluate. Like, we'd have to do pretty extensive interviews with the actual players and their teammates to figure out what is like the quality of communication that people put out there, because it does really vary a lot. It makes a huge difference if you're someone who can have really good, clean, accurate communication. Looks like it's going to be a B execute, and it looks like players are pretty well aware. They have some people here, 2 more rotating in even as we speak. There is a brief timing window. We're down to 11 seconds, and well, they're going to get mowed down. A Hobbit with a big double, and because of the time that's left here, there's not much they can really do. Trying to leave it to almost last second. I wonder if they thought they would have had more of a fight. I mean, they tried to have a fight out long, and maybe they were hoping that there would be more of a peak somewhere, that they could have started that engagement with a kill on someone in B and then gone for it.
That was... They probably were hoping for a frag in the default there, but this was a really good defense from Hobbit, especially. Even while seemingly half blind at the tail end of his first kill, as soon as they saw the right side pillar smokes, or the monster side pillar smokes, they knew exactly what was coming their way. They knew exactly how they needed to set up for that. Okay, they assemble it properly this time, but once again, there's no one from players that is testing heaven this early in the round, or even just lingering there.
Yeah, and you don't want to stick around forever either. But I like it. I mean, as long as no one sees, you can justify doing it or more or less over and over again. Of course, it does slow you down if you wanted to take quick control out towards long or restrooms, then you're not quite going to be able to do that, but... What is dumau doing?
Looks like he's setting up to get a good angle for a flash. Oh, Taco, he thought he had a timing, but enters. This angle is so powerful. You see their feet so early, and he's able to get 2 kills because of it. And now the bomb, it's in that smoke. GODSENT could potentially retrieve that, but it's risky, and they know that. They know it's risky. There's a lot of spam going their way. This is going to be a tough one to piece together.
Players are happy to wait around, or they're expecting the boost. This is such a good read. Yeah, Inters, he's way too smart. You can still win the fight on the other side, but odds aren't in your favor. Inters taking him down.
Even had low HP already and only got tagged once. Oh, flash there too? And yeah, they see the bomb.
Yep. Now they're saving, right? There's nothing they can do. Wow, great stuff. That is very satisfying. The first couple of kills they're obviously right, the good position, but none of these kills for Inters really had anything to do with aim or anything. He's just out positioning and out thinking his opponents.
Yes. And what's great about it is that Inters is the guy that definitely gets left out of the conversation most in terms of this roster. He's pretty much the standout support player for a bunch of top teams, though. I mean, he would be a good player on many rosters. It's just that his role on this team is in the back lines very often in positions that don't see a lot of action. But he's really skilled. He really is. And I know a lot of people say that about support players, like, oh, they're good, and you know, you just try to hype everybody up, but Inters wins so many clutches.
Yeah, he's not one of these players where if you think about, oh no, it's Inters in the 1 versus 2 or 1, like there's still a good chance he could do a lot. Yeah,
he can do it.
Okay, running right through the flames, putting up with the smoke, and Barton. It's a very quick position towards the L bend. I think they must have heard players, but I love the idea, because sometimes there will be a mistake on that side. You know, you come walking back, you don't even realize. Look at how close he is. That position is being covered by Nafany, but maybe you could do it. Leg shot on Hobbit. Is it going to force him back into it? They are aware. Nice spray. That is well done.
That's a great read by Barton. Oh, but Axile's got such advanced positioning. Henny is ready for it, though. That's an excellent tag. And now Axile's trapped. Taco takes him down from the top. Man advantage for GODSENT. They don't have a lot of utility to work with, but you see how that's making players scramble. Nafany's pushing up towards short. He's testing things out, but he leaves Shiro in his stead.
And he's starting to walk in a little bit. Were there really no grenades on Axile that they could pick up? I feel like that's a bit unusual. Oh, no.
The second shot.
That is super devastating. That's the bomb down. That's everything pretty much gone wrong. GODSENT, otherwise, they'd fought their way back into this round. Nafany takes it all away. Falling back and landing more headshots. A triple kill. And now there's not much to be done. Nice little smooth surfing down the side, and there's the quad kill.
Wow.
Oh, wow. He picked them apart. That's gotta be just gut-wrenching.
That is a great individual effort there from Nafany. The decision to push, and you could see their players, sometimes when they're in these kinds of situations, a 3-on-4, they'll just stack a bomb site and hope for the best, but not this time. Nafany gets incredibly proactive and just finds the perfect timing, and also he hits every shot. That's beautiful.
That does help a lot, doesn't it? All right, back with the AKs. Again, taking a dive towards sewers. They're instantly putting out the flames. Nafany trying for the spam. I mean, it had the right idea. Didn't really necessarily do that much damage. Axile trying to see if he can check out Connector, but it looks like they want to try and go for a boost a little bit early on here. Not a bad way to get things opened up, but Hobbit already trained on it. Yeah, they're so aware this could be happening. Inters, gotta be careful. Almost showing his back. He's looking for it. Yeah, they are not going to surprise players, it seems, right now with this particular play. They've tried it twice now, and both times been shut down. 4-on-5. And now this B push is still kind of in progress, but it's so telegraphed.
Yeah, and everyone's here from players. There's four guys on the site, but Taco finds the entry. That's a clean headshot for him. Barton as well takes down Nafany in the pit. Now Taco pushes on forward, and Hobbit goes 1-for-1, and Latto taking down Shiro. Now GODSENT have a chance.
I'm actually so shocked. Everyone saw this coming towards the B-bomb site. They definitely knew, catching him out in the open, though. Axile, who's had a pretty tough game here on Overpass. That was his 7th kill.
What?
Oh, but those two, he just went from 6 to 8 and clutched the round. Absolutely a great time to show up.
You could tell, though, that first kill that Axile gets on a Taco, that tells him everything he needs to know. Taco walking in backwards towards CT, there is no reason Taco would ever do that unless there's already a player that's slotted in towards that angle. So perfect read from Axile, perfectly understanding what Taco's just positioning and how he's looking, what it means to clutch that one out.
Wow, the heartbreak continues. 12 to 10. Such an important round there from Axile.
Yeah, and it felt like GODSENT had no chance until those flurry of trades occurred on the bomb site. Players had everybody there.
Yeah.
They were all set up.
It's only a 2-round lead, but even with the bomb plant, the money is questionable for GODSENT. They are really starting to fall a little bit behind here. In terms of kills, unlike we spoke about this on Inferno, how the kills were really unevenly distributed in favor of players, but this, everyone's kind of here. Everyone's showing up. So
GODSENT are ahead in frags.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Doesn't tell the whole story. Never does. Can't just look at a box score. Fast play, though, from GODSENT. Excellent Molotov timing from Inters, but they put it out immediately. He's stuck there at the barrels, and Nafany is taken down. Latto somehow finds Inters. Okay, this play worked incredibly well for GODSENT. They just flew onto the site, and everybody is dead.
Talk about calls out of spawn. They had everything. They had the smoke to put out the Molotov at the entrance to Monster. They had it all set up perfectly. And they got 3 opening kills, so very well done. I mean, they needed this really badly. To stay in the series, they definitely needed to make this work.
That was an excellent play once again. What GODSENT is doing right now, for any potential up-and-coming players or teams, they're showing a lot of nice execs. They're showing a lot of great little set pieces, and this is definitely one of those demos to watch. If you want to just build out your playbook. Very cool stuff coming out of Taco's crew.
dumau goes up with the bomb, but I think they're going to be fine with it. A little bit of a shame, but ultimately, it's going to be 12 to 11.
Oh man, the drive-by.
Yeah. That really is where the Tech-9 thrives, isn't it?
Yep.
Puts so much pressure on the CT side economy. If they lose this round, GODSENT actually go back in the lead. And here we go already with some Molotovs putting a little bit of pressure on. Henny setting up in case anyone was going to be forced forward from that. No real presence on the A side of the map for GODSENT, so it could be another fairly fast execute here.
It looks like that's what they're going for. They've already got 2 towards water. The flashover monster will be there. Taco will be on monster entry duties, but Inters, he's there to meet him.
That slows them down so much. And do they don't even have the nades to reaggress. It's almost, I don't know what they're meant to do here. Molotovs didn't really help them out on that ramp. Probably wanted to force someone through. Oh, what? He just comes charging right through the smoke and he's able to pick up the kill anyway. And we're back in a 3-on-3. I don't know how GODSENT are getting away with this, but they somehow are. Shiro wants to help out, makes a heroic effort of it, jumps into the bomb site, and Nafany trying to play around the fire here. 45 seconds still. Oh, he's looking for it. dumau gets the kill on Shiro. And they pick up Axile as well. I don't know how they're doing it. Nafany on his own. GODSENT, they should not be winning this round, but it is looking very promising right now. Nafany gets back behind cover. And now he's looking for just one more chance. 27 seconds. They could maybe run to the A bomb site, but it is not risk-free. And they're going to pretend to do that for a minute. I think Nafany read it the same way. And in fact, they're still recommitting to it. Yeah, he's going to go check here. 15 seconds on the clock. He's up at the sniper spot. They don't have any nades to get rid of him, and they got to be real careful. What a nice headshot. Nafany now down to a 1 versus 1. And Barton, he has to commit to it, but now he's also stuck behind here. Smoke to buy a little bit more space. Nafany walking out on top, and Barton, can he find it inside? Oh, he jumps up, and a 1 versus 3. A fantastic clutch coming out from Nafany, and that might be the end of GODSENT here. That is so hard to lose a round like this.
That is heartbreaking for GODSENT. They did so much heavy lifting in order to get into that bomb site. The initial play doesn't even work, but they fight their way in regardless. And yet, that's a punch to the gut. Nafany with an incredible 1v3 just isolates every duel so well, knows exactly how much he can get away with in each fight, and it's so close. dumau did so much work.
He really did.
Those kills over the site smoke, that felt like it locked in the round.
Did they have the smoke when they came in from the elbow, or did they pick up on the side? Because if they had the smoke, they could have smoked the high ground, but maybe they just didn't, and it was first when they planted the bomb. I'm not really sure.
Couldn't tell you for certain. Oh, they Oh, he had 2 chances.
Oh, why did the second guy jump? That seems very risky. Okay, here we go. 13 to 11, 25th round. Again, they don't really have any presence on the A side of the map, GODSENT. Now they're gonna reclaim that a little bit later, which on some level, unless you go for this really fast B execute, you have to push the CTs back on that side, or everything you do is just gonna be so obvious. So I can't believe they lost that last round.
Oh, Henny kills the jump spotter. Hobbit is there for the trade. That's a very important trade for Hobbit to find. But now this has made things interesting. GODSENT are actually in a default. They haven't really done too many of these effectively yet, and now Taco, this is where the mid-rounding capabilities of his IGLing have to take place. He has to come up with a good plan, because this is about as good of an opportunity as you're going to get.
And it looks like they actually want to take away some of his chances here by simply... I mean, if they remove him on this side, it does shrink the map quite a bit. The smoke is fading, and there's 2 people waiting inside. He almost managed to take down Inter. They're going to react. They instantly... All right, if there's 2 here, there could at most be 2 at the A-bomb site. Let's try and see if we can hit them before they get there. A failed smoke on top, and Shiro still gets taken out. What a punch. Exile. Again, he's had a bit of a tough game so far on this map, but he's backing off from long. Oh, did they realize? Yes, they did. Barton, how did he see? I would love to see. It felt like he did a double take, but he could have almost only seen the gun barrel. Latto at range, he is definitely going to go down to that one, and we're back into a 2-on-2. Hobbit and Inters, who's very low on health.
This is really tough to piece together for both teams. The T's want to push somewhere together so that they can clear some space out, but it does mean that they're taking a risk. dumau, once he gets that kill, this round is secured. That was essential. And running towards A is the response that Taco calls once he sees those 2 players, and players were ready for it. They had Shiro on the site, they had Exile towards long, but Barton just comes up with 2 frags out of nowhere. The one towards long is curious. I have to assume he spotted an elbow, and that's why he continued to commit to that fight.
Must have been something, right? Because the round probably ends if they don't check that fully, if they just kind of forget about it, which they could have done. Yeah, this opening is so wild.
Oh, Shadow. Okay.
He saw the shadow. Fair enough.
That's right.
I've got to say, I mean, yeah, if you make that call, you say, okay, there's 2 in Monster Tunnel, go A right now. That's fine, but you can't make a call to get an entry like that. I mean, like, you kind of need the entry for that round of work. Look at the money on players now on top of everything else. They're going to go for their own triple boost down here.
Good recognition from GODSENT in this round for the default to run against a buy like this. This is actually just really strong. You're covering all your bases. You're taking the most favorable engagement as a priority towards long, and you're still making sure that everybody else is more or less secure. The lone player that's left out to dry is Henny, but he has an op. He takes 1 shot. He goes up the ladder. That's not even that bad.
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
This is looking promising for GODSENT.
It is.
Yeah, this has got to be surprising for a lot of people too, because players are one of the best Overpass teams out there.
They really are. Henny is 19 and 13, 19 kills on Taco, and then 17 on everyone else. There's a full team effort. They're all doing really, really good job right now.
Really love to see that. It's not just one guy on GODSENT that's hard carrying. Everybody's chiming in.
Yeah. 5-on-3, obviously, no chance to recover this round if you're on the player's side. I wonder if there's... I mean, they've been playing a pretty standard game right now on the defense. They've been struggling a little bit with that B-bomb side, even when they've had a lot of people there. Trying to think if there's something that we haven't really seen out of them yet. That could be interesting. I guess some of those deep pushes towards the playground. The problem just is, I guess, if you push a lot of CTs on that side of the map, they are just so far away from B. Like, they might as well be on another map.
I wouldn't be surprised if players emphasize water control. They don't really do it that much, but it's something that GODSENT have needed on every single one of their B execs, other than the ones directly out of spawn that are monster rushes. So
True.
If players can shut down water, then GODSENT's options just feel so limited immediately in the round.
And having that water control gives you a fast rotate through connector up to the playground, so you can be like very, very dynamic back and forth between the two parts of the map from that position.
Water control is, in a way, insurance that you have a new way to retake towards A on top of it. Yeah, it is very powerful to get that.
Bomb dropped a little bit back. Barton just throwing a nade towards the restrooms, kind of pretending a little bit, but otherwise... Nice nade bombardment there. Doesn't catch anyone, but that is always... Again, when you're this close to the finishing line, right? 13 rounds, you need 3 more. If you can get a kill like that, you don't need that many tricks now. You can't necessarily play a whole half based on tricks, but a couple of rounds, sure.
Anything to find an opening kill. Saw GODSENT convert the last 4v4 they were in on a gun round. Even a 5v4 is just a luxury. Right. Nafany, he smoked off the angle finally. Barton's really taken his time with this. And the crunch is there for Hobbit. There's a lot of pressure on him right now. Axile, he's defending the top, but Hobbit somehow finds a lineup. Oh, the gush is there. Barton gets a very needed trade.
Oh, if that aim punch doesn't come through, it's entirely possible that Hobbit just keeps on with the M4 and gets the headshot, because there was not much showing there. 3 on 3, that does reset the round a little bit. Intas back behind the barrels. They do have a Molotov on Henny, so if he guesses right and puts it on here, I don't think Intas could defend this bomb site, and that might be the round 1. But Henny is down in the tunnel, so probably going to be a little bit tricky to do that. Instead, peeks in with the AWP. Nice damage there, but it's not enough. The FAMAS just doesn't have the stopping power. Barton will take him down, and now going to be the bomb plant on top.
Oh, miss flash.
I don't know. They have to think about the economy too on the CT side, though. Yeah,
that's exactly what they're thinking. They don't have an in anymore. If that flash hit, maybe Shiro goes for a swing, gets a kill, 2 on 2. The retake's on, but without that, and with no kit, especially, you just can't play the same.
Right to the left of Shiro here, you can boost up as well, Mary.
Oh,
on that wall. Like, you have to jump from the stairs. You might even have to jump on someone else, I can't remember, but there's like a little weird space on top. Again,
pixel walk?
Functionally useless, but
yeah.
But you can do it.
But it's there.
It is there.
There's some interesting clippings. How many clippings have we not found in this community yet?
Oh, a lot.
So many.
I guarantee it.
Surely so many. Barton in these late round entries has been fantastic.
True.
He is doing things that Taco can't even call. He's actually just deleting people from bomb sites in a way that there's not even a counterplay for players.
14, 13. They're actually doing it. The economy's with them. They're getting into position right now, but they could get us that 3rd map.
This is so similar to what happened on Inferno, though, where GODSENT had a chance, and then just a couple of save rifles were able to do so much for players. But this time, Axile gets caught out towards long. It's a very fast approach from GODSENT, and they find that singular kill, and they pump the brakes. Don't want to run in head first before they acquire some more information. There's also potential that players make a mistake, that they walk into one of the crosshairs of the GODSENT members.
We have over a minute, yeah. Why not give them that chance? Don't interrupt your opponents when they're making a mistake.
Let it come to you.
But they're not really retreating from this part of the map, sticking around. They have done a lot of B execute, so I guess they also probably feel like let's not let them set up and stack that bomb site too easily.
Oh, wow.
Sneaking out his Hobbit. They're thinking, yeah, now it might still be B, but now they're going to realize, nope. I think he even saw the grenade. I think Hobbit realized the grenade flew over him, and he called he's trying to call them back at least. Now he knows, and he's going to get traded right away. No, they did actually still commit to it. I thought they did like a little bit of a backtrack, but maybe not. 4 versus 3. And again, these 2 rifles are just super important for players. It's going to be hard to try and go for this retake.
I think they're buying next round anyways. They might be okay with sending it here. They don't have a kit though, so they got to work quick. Snappy wants to smoke that angle off. Oh, they've sparted out Barton now.
Surely no way.
No, there's no smoke on the bomb.
Yeah.
Surely they can't do this. Sure, they have to hit every shot. Players have to hit every shot right now. Oh, that's it. Dumau takes down the diffuser, and GODSENT put themselves onto map point. But boy, that was close.
So scary right there. The fact that it's a 10-second defuse just makes it so hard to believe. They made a credible attempt there. Basically, with those 2 opening kills, it could have happened 15-13. And GODSENT are on map point to try and get on to play Mirage. That's the 3rd map.
Wow. Things have gotten interesting in this series, that's for sure. We already knew that from what we saw on Inferno, that GODSENT are playing at a high enough level that they're pushing their opponents.
They have money. You're absolutely right. It's definitely the fact that they could buy in this round that made them go for that last one. That's super important to think about. So they're going to have the AWP, the rifles, most of the nades, no defuse kit.
They've got the op on Shiro, and we haven't seen it have the most impact. Would love to see Shiro try to take something from his FunSpark playbook, where he was being a menace to players. He was trying something new in that tournament, but Hobbit, oh, he presses on forward, beats the Molotov out, and he's able to find an opener.
Nice move. A position that's often spammed on the T side, so got to be careful as well when you go for that, especially with the Molotov, right? That Molotov and AK spam is a classic, so he beats the odds on that one. 4 versus 5. And players now, obviously, they're in it for the overtime. They look at how many people they have in the B-bomb side. They really don't want to lose any more rounds down here. Like, we're not going to give this one up.
So many of the T-side rounds for GODSENT have ended at B. They might be changing it up, though. They still have a lot of utility to work with, and a decent amount of time, too.
Do you think he's going to shoot him when he's jumping behind the truck back here? Exile, that is.
Henny's fast enough.
He is.
Henny is actually fast enough.
Exile, yeah, he's thinking about it. Give us the opportunity. Oh, he's going to go the other way.
Yeah, he's pushing. And that means Shiro has to rotate up. Bit of a timing here that GODSENT might catch. Oh, they're getting pretty close. And Shiro hasn't set up in position yet.
Oh. This could have worked out really well for GODSENT. Attempted spam there. They catch Axile lurking around the restrooms. 20 seconds. And it's going to be a bomb planet. It's going to be a full 4-on-4 retake. Inters is coming. Ooh, nice grenade on Taco. Inters coming in with the flank as well. And if he wins that fight on the flank, it opens up everything. And they probably win this round. Nafferty, nice shot on the Barton. Taking him down. Henny's covering. And he's going to be able to get it. So the flank is gone. Now it's just a straight-on retake. And remember from the beginning, they do not have the defuse kit. They have smokes and everything else, but it's a 10-second defuse inside. Missed opportunity, but the spray gets him. And I think that's everything. Henny with the shot onto Hobbit, and it's done. 16-13. They managed to survive on Overpass, and they get to play a 3rd map. Well done, GODSENT.
Well done indeed. Great switch up there from Taco at the end to call for the A play. I am so impressed with what we're seeing from them. I want to know more, and I know one person, Anders.